Hello and welcome. This is Faceless Opinion, considering getting a nose job, welcoming you to bonus Skyrim content month or something. Still need to work on that name, where throughout the month of November I release some more Skyrim related content like I did last year for Skyrim month. For today, I want to talk about something that I have always been curious about, and it's something that I don't see often talked about within the community. Or maybe it has, and I just wasn't looking good enough. And that would have to pertain to the mysterious individual known as the Face Sculptor. I feel like there are so many questions pertaining to her that we honestly don't know, like, who is she? Why was she added to the game? Why do I need to get my face changed? So let's see if we can try and uncover anything about who is the Face Sculptor. Now, when it comes to that question, I believe there are two ways it can be interpreted. Who is the Face Sculptor in a gameplay sense, and who is the Face Sculptor in a lore sense? Let's start with the former. When it comes to the Face Sculptor, she was added to the game through the Dawnguard DLC and offers the service of being able to change the facial features of the Dragonborn, which is why she's called the Face Sculptor, if that wasn't obvious. To make use of her services, you must head over to the Ragged Flagon and pay her 1,000 gold in order to change your appearance. After undergoing the process and making any and all changes you wish to make, if this was your first time using her services, you will earn the achievement A New You. One thing to note is that the Face Sculptor can only alter your facial features. Things like your race, gender, and name cannot be altered. One thing I find rather interesting from this would be that you can earn an achievement from altering your face. Normally when it comes to most of the achievements in the game, they're usually earned by doing quests. It makes me wonder, is there some sort of in-universe reason as to why the Dragonborn would need to change their face? If so, why? Did their face get disfigured and they needed to get a new one? Are they trying to hide from someone? Though, if they were, wouldn't it make sense to be able to change your name as well? Personally, I think there is some sort of reason as to why the creators would add a feature like this and incentivize us to try and do it by making it an achievement. Unfortunately, there is no way to know for certain if that is the case. Maybe they just wanted to give the player the ability to change their character's appearance, in case they felt like they wanted to do something else. But if that were the case, why not let us be able to change our race, gender, and name? Why is it only the face? I don't know, I feel like that is a rather odd thing to incorporate. Well, now that we know the logistics and function of the Face Sculptor, let's examine the person themselves. Who is the Face Sculptor? Well, her name is Galifil, and she is a wood elf. Upon first meeting her in the Ragged Flagon, she will gloat about her credentials and will express doubt that the Dragonborn can afford her services by saying that they have the smell of a vagabond. From this encounter, it can be gauged that she views herself rather highly due to her self-proclaimed academic background, where she learned her craft from the masters of the art of flesh sculpting, which consists of studying with the Shurigans of Cloudrest to walking with the hollow-faced men of Notogra for 3 years. That sounds impressive, I think. I couldn't find out much about either of her masters, so I'm going to assume that is a big deal. Continuing on, she will also talk about how she practiced her trade in salons and manors all across Tamriel, with nobles of both the Empire and Aldmeri Dominion as her clients. That is until recently, where she is forced to offer her services to the, quote, backwaters of the world. With all this information, it can be pieced together that she was a prominent figure in her line of work, but something happened in which led her to her current predicament. My guess would be that she must have botched one of her procedures. The client, a noble or someone of that degree, was enraged and wanted her dead. My reason for me thinking that actually comes from the guards, where they talk about the rumors of the Face Sculptor, where they say, "Take my advice, don't listen to that talk of the Face Sculptor down in the Ragged Flagon. Face Butcher's more like it from what I've heard." Now, are the guards just gossiping, or is there a kernel of truth there? I am inclined to believe the guards on this one, since the guards, when talking about rumors and things like that have happened, are usually correct. For example, Aventus Arantino trying to do the Black Sacrament, making comments of fur being behind your ears if you are a werewolf, to vampire hunters being at the old castle outside Riften, to even saying Hail Sithis if you are a member of the Dark Brotherhood, just to name a small few. Not to mention, that would be the most logical answer as to why she went from working in salons with aristocrats to slums with charlatans. Unless the Thieves Guild blackmailed her to make use of her services, I can see someone like Mercer Frey doing something like that, though I don't think that is the case since I don't see or hear any of the guild members talk about the Face Sculptor in any capacity. However, they will get mad if you end up attacking her and can lead to you getting booted from the guild. meaning that there is some kind of connection between the two. What it is, I am not really sure. Maybe both are true, where the Face Sculptor did butcher one of her clients' faces, and maybe the guild helped her out of a jam. That is a possibility. So, is that it? Is that everything we know about the Face Sculptor? Unfortunately, yeah, it is. Or is it? You see, I wanted to deep dive and try and figure out the mystery, and I think I might have found something. Now keep in mind what I'm about to say is speculation, so consider this a theory. I think that Galifil, the Face Sculptor, is magic. Why would I come to that conclusion? She never once mentions that she studied magic. That is true, though I came to an interesting discovery while reading her page on the Skyrim wiki, and that is she will not offer her services to the Dragonborn if they are a vampire, stating that her techniques will not work on someone who is undead. Upon first reading this, I was confused as to why would vampires be excluded from this. I mean, it works well for werewolves, heck, it even works for Argonians and Khajiits, so that made no sense. It's just clay being added to the face. Then I began to wonder, how does clay change your face? I always thought that was weird because clay over time would break apart, and wouldn't it be obvious that you had a clay mold on your head? So, I fail to see how it could alter your face to an extreme degree unless there was something more to it, and that would be magic. But not just any magic, but restoration magic. Think about it, you're undergoing an extensive surgery to alter your face. That is going to cause a large amount of pain. With the use of restoration magic, you could heal the effects of the surgery. Not to mention, you could have the clay serve as a way to fix the face the way the client wants it to be, which would explain why I think it is restoration magic and how it also connects to the vampire comment from earlier, as restoration magic is useful in combating the undead, as there are many spells that can be used for that capacity, such as Turn Undead, Sunfire, and Stendarr's Aura, to name a few. Now I hear you say those are combat skills, and it is unlikely the Face Sculptor would know those. True, she would most likely specialize in healing, and would know spells like Healing Hands, Heal Other, and Grand Healing. Though when it comes to those healing spells, is that they do not affect Atronox, machines, or undead. Now, undead can be healed by restoration magic, but only by two specific spells, Necromantic Healing and Heal Undead. Something which our Face Sculptor does not know, and is why that she excludes vampires. So yes, I think that the Face Sculptor is magic, and to take it a step further, I think I can piece together what happened. The Face Sculptor was called in to do a job for a new client that heard of her skills, but unbeknownst to her that the client was a vampire, and with her restoration magic, unable to heal her client's face. The client, out of anger, wanted her dead for butchering their face, which leads to a rumor of her being a face butcher. While on the run, she encounters one of the Thieves Guild members, and they make a deal. The guild helps her escape her client, and in return, she has to help the guild with her skills, which leads to her ending up in the Ragged Flagon. Now, is that what truly happened? I don't know. It's just a theory.
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory.
I don't believe that we will ever know the true story about Galifil, unless Bethesda decides to be generous and tells us what it is, and I don't see that happening. The Face Sculptor is just one of those mysteries where we will never know the truth behind it, which means all we can do is just speculate with the information available to us. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my theory. I enjoyed working on the same way I did my Konarik video. I'm curious to see what you thought about my explanation, as well as if you have anything else you would like to contribute as well. I'm all ears. Tell me in the comment section down below what you think. Now, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and make sure you subscribe for more Skyrim content. Now, until next time, I'll catch you all on the flip side.